here's how to create a script to move 2 bits of data from one sheet to another and add a date to them every day on a schedule. So to start with, we're going to become extensions app script. That's going to launch us our new app script project. I'm going to give it the same name as our Google Sheet. And we're going to have a function that's just called archive data. The first thing we're going to do is fetch our spreadsheet. So that's a constant variable, ss for spreadsheet equals spreadsheet app.getActive. Then we're going to fetch our data sheet. So again, const data sheet, ss our spreadsheet, get sheet by name, and then in quotes we're going to put the name of our first sheet. So in this case it's data sheet. There we go. And then we're going to get our 2 bits of data. So const total 1 data sheet dot get range. So this is where we're going to tell it which cell to look in. So in this case we want cells B1 and B2. It doesn't matter which cells you're using as long as you correct them in here. And then we're going to say get value singular. And then copy and paste exactly the same for total number 2. Give that a new name, and that's in B2. So there we go, B1 and B2. Next we're going to get our archive sheet. So very similar, ss get sheet by name, and this time our sheet is called archive sheet. There we go. And now we're going to create our new data row. So data row equals, and because it's a row, we're going to put it in square brackets. So our first column is going to be our date. So it's going to say new date for a date object. And then we're going to have total 1 and total 2. So total 1 and total 2. Easy. Then we're going to come into our archive sheet, get a range. This time we're going to specify it using numbers. So we always want to have the next empty row. So we're going to say archive sheet dot get last row plus 1. So that'll always be the first empty row. Then we're going to have a first column. We're only going to add 1 row of data, and we know we're adding 3 columns of data. And then we're going to set values our data row. There we go, simple as that. So let's give it a test. We'll save it. Then we're going to hit run. Now the first time it does this, it's going to ask us for authorization to access our spreadsheet, and that sometimes takes a couple of seconds of spinning for it to work out what to do. Here we go, so we'll review permissions. I will select my Google account and allow it to see, edit, create and delete my spreadsheets. There we go, now it'll run. So if we run it, do the permissions again because Google didn't process that the first time. So we hit allow. There we go, and we're off. So you can see we've got our date and our 2 totals. So now if we wanted to change that to 150 and 300 and run it again, then you'll see we've got the same date again because we're all still on the same day, but we've got our new totals. And that date will include the time. So if we wanted to format that to include the time as well, then you can see one was slightly after the other. So that's all working. Then to just schedule that to run every day, come into triggers, hit add trigger in the bottom right, make sure we've selected our archive data function. The event source is now going to be time driven, and it's going to be a day timer, and then you just select what time of day you want it to happen. So say 7 AM to 8 AM and hit save. Now it might ask you for permissions again here, but that's just Google being super careful with permissions. So in a sec that will probably pop up once more. Here we go. So last time I'll select my Google account and hit allow. And it will save our trigger and run that script every day at 7 o'clock in the morning. So you'll always have your archive of data.